Well, the people have spoken and they have demanded more classic base game Dune Imperium, so that's exactly what's going to happen today. I'm going to be player 2 in this game, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Let's take a look at our Imperium row. We've got Smuggler's Thopter, Lady Jessica, Thufir Hawat, and Worm Riders. Interesting Imperium row here. The cheapest card costing 4, and not an incredibly great card unless you have 2 influence with the guild, which in base game is not as common. In Rise of Ix, obviously everybody wants to get 2 influence with the guild to unlock interstellar shipping, but in base game there's no extra incentive to do it beyond the victory point you're going to get and working towards the guild alliance. So we'll see if both of these cards incentivize people to visit Fold Space a little more quickly. All right, so I ended up with Paul Atreides. I think I actually forgot to choose my leader manually. So, whoops. But that's all right. I don't mind playing Paul. Unfortunately, I think the last game I played of base was also with Paul, so that's all right. I like Paul. I think Paul's an interesting leader. Being able to always know what the top card of your deck is can be quite nice. Obviously, in the first round it doesn't really mean anything because, well, I shouldn't say that. It does mean something because, look, it might incentivize me to actually go to Arakeen here. Is there a way I could get Jessica? Well, if I go to Hall of Oratory and then somewhere else, no, because I know the top card of my deck is not going to provide Persuasion. So I think Jessica is out here, but I might be able to get Thufir or even a Worm Riders. So I think I am going to go to Arakeen because I want to get that Seek Allies right now. And I'm going to go ahead and deploy I'm going to deploy 3 because I would like to get the 2 spice. I'd like to get first or second here in this combat. And, somebody could easily take first from me. Obviously, it's like 3 troops plus the dagger is not overwhelming. And somebody could go to Hardy Warriors and overpower me there. But, one of these 2 I would like to get. The Spice would be good for a Sel Melange, because I'm thinking of probably sending the Seek Allies up to Wealth. So if I can get the Wealth here and the 2 Spice here, that'll set me up to get 8 Solari for a Swordmaster next round. Potentially, I will be first next round as well. Oh, I drew 2 cards from the Arakeen. I forgot about that. So actually, I could get Jessica if I go to Hall of Oratory here. So you know what? I can't really resist it. It's going to cost me the plan I was just talking about in terms of getting Swordmaster, but getting that immediate Jessica, I think, is just a little bit too tasty to pass up. So I am going to do that. Yeah, I forgot that I was going to draw a card from the Arakeen and from my Signet Ring there. So that gets me enough Persuasion for Jessica round 1, which just feels like something I should do. I need to get my mom on my side. She is critical to my future as a young Duke. Paul Atreides here. And as far as the influence goes, it's going to be interesting. Like, typically, Freeman would be kind of the early pick for influence because it unlocks Siege Tabor, which can be very helpful. Guild is interesting because of both of these Smuggler's Thopters. So I'm kind of tempted to do that. The thing is, yeah, everybody's kind of interested in doing that, it looks like. Although I guess that was the only option for Leto to use his Signet Ring. But if I do win this, and it looks like I am going to win it, unless, Ilbon could do a late Hardy Warriors. That's definitely possible. Like this would just be so good with the combined card draw. So I actually am, I am gonna do this. Everyone going for guild, even though there's no shipping track, is kind of funny. But that's the beauty of this game, is the variability, the tactical nature of it, where you've got to react to what's going on in this game at this time. So, the fact that there are 2 Smuggler's Thopters here changes the priorities, right? It makes this fold space and the guild influence more interesting than it normally would be. So it's just a fascinating thing. I guess most people didn't draw their faction access this round. So Ilbon ended up going to secrets here. He could have beat me out with the Hardy Warriors, decided not to do that. All right, Thufir goes to Ilbon. That's a great card for Ilbon. I mean, it's a great card for everybody. Kwisatz Haderach. Oh boy. I guess it's not particularly better for Ilbon than anybody else, because Thufir, as amazing as he is, cannot go to Landsrat spaces. So I was kind of thinking like, Ilbon can draw a couple of cards off Thufir if he sends him to Mentat, but that's the one place Thufir cannot go, is up to these green Landsrat spots. All right, so I do take first place, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the guild influence, and try to pick up some Smuggler's Thopters, or at least one, if I can. I'll be the first to reveal this round. All right, so how do I want to do this? Memnon is probably going to be selling Milan, so I don't think I can really count on that this time. I think I'm going to go Still Suits here. And I'm going to deploy 1 for now and just kind of see what happens. I'd like to get some Solari out of this. Obviously 6 would be great, but it's probably not going to happen. Everybody still has troops. Everybody still needs Solari. I might end up going to the Great Flat this round to pick up 4 spice and set up for a big sub-melange next round. Okay, Ilbon goes to Hardy Warriors. Him doing it that early might sort of discourage Leto and Memnon from, bothering with this, but they still might throw in 2 or 3 troops because the Solari is so valuable right now. Although Memnon, not really. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he's going to go and sell Melange, so he might not care that much about this Solari, but Leto probably does. Okay, visit secrets, so he's got 1 agent left with which to deploy troops. But yeah, I think I will go to the Great Flat here. I could Research Station. The top card of my deck is a dagger, but everything else has persuasion. So worst case scenario, if I draw 3 cards, would be +3 persuasion, but -1, so that would get me to 5. That doesn't really do much. It would get me the Smuggler's Thopter, which I do want. However, I hate not playing the diplomacy as well. I could wait on this, but that would delay me. So He hasn't sold Melange yet. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm not going to deploy another unit. I'm just going to see what I get out of this one. All right. It looks like I might sneak out with 4 Solari here. Okay, there's the Selmelange from Memnon. So I was thinking that he would have done it sooner to get the Swordmaster this round. All right, so we'll just take the Arrakis Liaison here and end the turn. All right, so that's one Smuggler's Thopter gone. We'll see. We'll see if we can get the second one. Okay, well that's incredibly great value. 1 troop per 4 Solari. I'm pretty happy about that. It means I don't necessarily have to sell everything. I could just sell 3 to get 8. Now obviously I can't get the Swordmaster this round, so there's not like a hurry for me to do that. Jessica's on top of my deck, so I definitely want to draw that card. I could potentially get the Kwisatz Haderach this round, which would be really, really good. So I can't get the Swordmaster, but I could get the High Council seat. So if I sell Melange, then send Dagger to High Council seat. I mean, this would be good, this conflict, but it's not going to happen for me this time. I guess I want to sell 4 Melange to get 10 Solari, so I have enough ready to go for the Swordmaster and the High Council seat. Wow. Grabs that alliance quite quickly. I have a feeling that I'm never going to get this Smuggler's Thopter, and so that gambit kind of ended up not really working out, but you know, I got the point here at least. Oh, Memnon takes the High Council seat as well. Okay, so those plans have been sort of dashed. Okay, well, I'm still gonna do this. I'm gonna sell 4. Well, I could do 3 and then actually send Jessica to selective breeding. That could be a pretty good play. The only issue is I might not 1, 2, 3. Like I might not actually get. I'm gonna gamble it. I think I can still get the Kwisatz Haderach. I'll be drawing 4 cards with Jessica. So I'm gonna sell 3 actually. Keep 2 spice because I'm gonna send Jessica to selective breeding next round, hopefully. And I have to hope to get 3 persuasion in 4 cards, which I guess I'm guaranteed to do. So that should be fine. Now we'll see. Memnon did get the High Council seat and has 4 cards in hand, so it could be that the Kwisatz Haderach is just going to get, swiped. That move that I made there by undoing that might have tipped people off that I'm planning to go to selective breeding, but it ended up not mattering. Leto didn't go there, and Memnon doesn't have the spice to block me. So notice I don't know what the top card of my deck is right now because I don't have a deck. My deck has 0 cards in it, so there's no top card to see. You only reshuffle the deck when you need to draw a card and there's not enough cards to draw. So I don't get to know that, but given that I'm going to be drawing 2 from Jessica and 2 from selective breeding, that's 4 cards. The minimum amount of persuasion I can get is 3 out of that, which will be enough to keep me at 8. So this is a great situation for me because I actually get to trash the dagger out of here anyway, and so I'm actually I can't miss here. I've got all of my cards here. I've got nothing in my discard pile, nothing in my deck. This is everything. All right, so the question is kind of, do I get another liaison as well? And I think actually I don't at this stage because I just want to maximize the frequency of drawing Jessica and Kwisatz Haderach. So I don't know if I really want to add another liaison in at this point. I think the 1 plus the 2 convincing arguments might be good enough. Yeah, there goes the Smoke Disruptor. Would be nice to get that, of course, but here we go. Yes, Kwisatz Haderach. And yeah, I'm gonna pass on the liaison right now. It's an iffy decision because getting more persuasion in there certainly is nice. But I think right now, yeah, I just want to make sure I get Jessica and Kwisatz Haderach as often as possible. So Leto takes the conflict here. He already has 1 alliance. Let's see where he goes. Okay, coming up here on the Bene Gesserit gets that point. I'm guessing, okay. I kind of thought he would go Freeman there, but that makes more sense actually because he can use his Signet Ring to catch up there. As Leto, it's good to kind of leave at least one place where you can catch up with your Signet Ring. Okay, so I want to get my Swordmaster, but I can't because Memnon's going to do it here. So given that, yeah, I would like to get Spice so that I can go to selective breeding again. Unfortunately, that's not an option. I think maybe I'll be sending Signet Ring to Erikine to just draw 2. Although, maybe not. I do want to kind of use the Jessica and the diplomacy here. So I think Water would be good as well, so that I can start getting more spice. It's an interesting situation here, but I'm going to do this. Okay, fine. What do we get? It's obviously one liaison. Oh, yeah, baby. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, so I can send the Kwisatz Haderach to Swordmaster. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. Kwisatz Haderach can go anywhere, even if enemies have agents there. Even if you have an agent there, you can take the agent off and send it straight back again. So it's an incredibly powerful card, obviously. Thematically, this game is working out really well. I just need to get the Worm Riders to kind of complete the thematic set. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. So I think my next play will be sending the Diplomacy to Still Suits to get that point, as well as getting me a water, which I'm going to want for later. Maybe even throwing in the Troop to get a couple more. Or maybe one more, at least. And then it's going to be Kwisatz Haderach to Swordmaster. And then we'll see what happens after that. I could actually get... No, never mind. I was thinking I could somehow get the Swordmaster and the High Council see both this round with the Windfall. Like, I have enough Solari to do it. But... you know, I don't have two Kwisatz Haderachs. I can only infiltrate one of these spots, not both. Eight. He grabs Peter de Vries. I might be able to get this Worm Riders, and I, you know, unless I get to 9 persuasion, which I suppose is, oh, there's a power play as well. I mean, this is crazy, right? Because I get to go here. It's going to draw me this convincing argument. Dunes and a dagger left. And then, you know, I'll probably play the Signet Ring and draw another card again. It's kind of nuts. I guess probably I'll actually go to Siege Tabor with this Signet Ring when that time comes to get another water. Next round, pick up the Great Flat. Give me some more spice to feed more selective breedings. And that's going to be the plan. Which spot do I want to open up for Ilbon here? I guess it'll be Secrets. This game is feeling really good. Okay, Ilbon Mentat, so he gets to wait for me as well. Dagger is the top card of my deck. Memnon reveals for 8. What does he go for here? It's an interesting decision between the power play and the Worm Riders. I mean, power play probably means I can get an alliance somewhere. The Worm Riders is gone. But I would have loved to have taken it partly for the thematic, I mean, largely for the thematic combo of Jessica, Kwisatz Haderach, and Worm Riders for Paul Atreides. But also because it's a great card. I mean, 2 spice funds selective breedings. And the reveal obviously is good as well. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go to here. We'll draw that dagger. I'm not going to deploy any more units. I'm happy with whatever, if it's 1, if it's 2. Obviously 2 would be better, but I'm guaranteed at least 1 at this point. Ilban having 1 troop, I mean, he could go to, Arakeen and put in 2 if he wants, but he goes to secure contract. So it looks like we're getting more great troop value here. We got a 2nd place for Solari earlier, and we're going to get a 2nd place 2 water for 1 troop here as well, which is just phenomenal. So for 7 now, it just has to be power play. Carryall is interesting, but this power play probably means an alliance somewhere, and I'm going to pass on these. Again, I want to maximize the frequency of my power cards. I might consider adding in a liaison later when I'm just looking to kind of get Spice Must Flows. But at the moment, like, every card I add into the deck is a chance of not drawing Jessica, not drawing Kwisatz Haderach, and those cards are so good if you can just keep getting them. And they feed into each other, right? Because they both draw you cards. So it's kind of a crazy thing we've got going on here. It's one of my favorite things in the game is to get, those kinds of cards together, especially on Paul, who also, the Signet Ring helps you draw them, and the Prescience helps you know whether you're going to draw them. So, this is an exciting one. All right, Siege of Karthag. Okay, there's the Jessica, there's the Signet Ring. So I'm looking, and then Kwisatz Haderach on top of the deck. So I'm looking to start off with Great Flat, pick up all that spice, draw the Kwisatz Haderach. Next turn, if I can, and maybe I won't be able to, but ideally, Jessica to Selective Breeding. If I can't do that, Kwisatz Haderach can do it for me if it's blocked. It would be good for me to get a High Council seat so that I can start picking up Spice Must Flows, because, like, as fun as all of this stuff is, I do need to kind of get more victory points also. Do I want to throw in the 1? I think I do. I'm probably going to end up with at least a spice. And, that spice is good for me, again, for the selective breedings. And, at a certain point, I'm probably going to want to hit up Hayliner there. So even if it's just 1 spice for 1 troop, I don't mind. But if I can somehow get another value 2nd place, that would be great. Okay, Leto goes to Secrets, so he gets 2 Intrigue cards, gets the Alliance. It's going to be kind of hard to catch him there. Not impossible. Because here's a crazy thing I could actually do. I could go to Selective Breeding twice. I can send Jessica there. Then I could send Kwisatz Haderach there. The thing is, I only have so many cards in my deck, and I don't have a discard pile. So it's... Okay, I can't do that. So, if I want to do the selective breeding, it's going to have to be Kwisatz Haderach there. So Jessica, in that case, probably this is a good time to get the High Council seat. I could also Mentat, keep that away from Ilban. But... Could also send the reconnaissance out and no. Oh wait. Okay, I have to do this. All right, so we get the High Council seat done, and the reason I decided not to use the reconnaissance is so that I can try to use this diplomacy this round. Faction, using your faction access cards is so important in Dune Imperium, but it's particularly important in the original game, in the base game, the classic game, whatever you want to call it, where, it's really your only way of getting this stuff, basically. There's no shipping tracks for you to, get your influence wherever you feel like. And so, every time you don't play your diplomacy, it hurts. So I had been thinking of using the reconnaissance because that's a good card for me to trash when I do go to selective breeding. But knowing that the diplomacy was right there on the top of the deck, again, that prescience ability coming in handy here, that's why I did it in that way. So it'll be diplomacy, probably, honestly, I might go to Hardy Warriors with it and try to take this combat, because getting a victory point here could be quite helpful for me. Leto here sitting at 6. I don't really want Ilban to just get it for 2 troops. So I think it is the Hardy Warriors. And then Kwisatz Haderach will be going to selective breeding after that. I guess I could do that first if I wanted to. Where would I could take, maybe that makes more sense, because Ilban can't do this. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it this way, just so Ilban doesn't know necessarily what I'm up to. All right, so I'm going to draw this card first because I know it's that dagger. Now I can trash this dagger. Again, prescience, man, it's really underrated. And look at the persuasion here. So it's going to be a spice must flow this round as well. He goes to Mentat. Of course he does. I mean, Ilban gets a lot of value out of Mentat. So I shouldn't be surprised by that. It means actually that the Hardy Warriors is not a guaranteed victory for me, because I'll just get 3 troops in there. And Ilban can, go to Carthag and throw in 1 to tie me, and I have no swords. He has intrigue cards, so actually, I don't know. I think maybe I just kind of let that go. Maybe I instead that's a tough call. I could go to fold space instead. Or I could just do it anyway. But throwing in 2 troops here is very unlikely to actually succeed. I could go to Carthag, see if I can get an intrigue card. That would also block him from doing something like that. But again, every time you don't play diplomacy is kind of not ideal. So I think, given the situation here, I'm actually going to go to fold space. Gives me an opportunity to potentially challenge on that alliance, and the fold space itself could come in handy. On the other hand, this gives me closer to this alliance and troops to use for next round. Okay, I'm going to do this. And I'm not going to deploy units. I just don't like, Ilban having this agent still, having 6 cards in hand, 2 intrigue cards. Okay, so maybe that's what he would have done anyway, but it it felt too risky for me to do that. So I have the troops for next round instead. Hopefully they come in handy. I've gotten myself closer to this Freeman Alliance at the power play coming up next, which if I'd gone fold space, I guess I could have used it to steal that alliance from Leto. Maybe that would have been good. But anyway, it is what it is. We get a Spice Must Flow, as well as an intrigue card and a Spice. So again, good value for one troop. I mean, yeah, I'm going to pass. Going to pass again on adding anything in here. Ilbon gets great value. 2 troops for a victory point and control of Carthag. So that 1 dagger, would have done it if he'd gone to Carthag, for example. Ooh. Shifting Allegiances. Very strong card. Demand Respect. Okay, that is quite nice. Siege of Arakeen. All right, so I've got a lot of stuff going on here. I'd love to win this conflict. Maybe I just immediately go selective breeding with the power play. All right, we're stealing the alliance from Leto. I'm going to trash the power play. Ooh, handy. So the power play was going to trash itself anyway, and I didn't really, ideally I would like to get these Dune cards out of my deck, but, at the moment, I'm a little tight on Persuasion, and there's a chance I could end up with enough for a Spice Must Flow. Convincing Argument is on top of the deck. I think I'm going to be trying to do a Hardy Warriors with this Diplomacy if I can. We'll see if Memnon does it himself, but it would be great because it would get me the Freeman Alliance. Okay, it looks like that is going to be possible. I want to win this conflict for that victory point and for the Demand Respect. Okay, so Signet Ring plus Kwisatz Haderach should, unless I draw the Spice Must Flow, should leave me at 9 Persuasion. So I'm missing this point with the Emperor at the moment. I might want to lock up. Oh, double cross. Okay, we'll see how that pans out. that might make things a little bit more challenging. Currently, Leto has no spice to use the Signet Ring, but like he could theoretically chase me on this alliance if I don't lock it up. It's a tough call between Carthag and Siege Tabor right here. I'm going to do Carthag. It feeds Ilbon and Solari, but a combat entry could be nice. Refocus, okay, it's fine. What's the top card of the deck? All right, so I am going to get to Spice Must Flow. Do I deploy another troop? I think I will. Well, where's this Kwisatz Haderach going to go? You know what? I am going to deploy another troop. I don't know that it's necessary, but I really want to win this conflict. Now, with the demand respect, if I send Kwisatz Haderach to fold space and win the conflict, I can demand respect and steal the Guild Alliance from Leto, which would be pretty cool. That would be 8, 9, 10. That would actually be game if I can pull that off, I think. Ooh, okay, this scares me. But can I do that? 8, 9, Spice Must Flow 10. I think I have to try that. I mean, honestly, I guess I don't even need to do that. I could just take it here. Just get my Emperor point with it would also do the trick. So I guess priority 1 is actually winning this conflict. Leto has 4 intrigue cards. I could go to Secrets and steal. That would be kind of funny. Okay, so let me just make sure I've got this math right. I'm at 7 points right now. If I win the conflict, that's 8. Spice Must Flow, that's 9. Demand respect here, that's 10. So I'm going to go to Secrets. That will, first of all, make sure there's no shenanigans about losing that alliance, but also steal some stuff from Leto. Oh, there's also that if things go wrong. Okay. There's Jessica. I mean, I don't need it. Oh, I guess she does have a sword. I forgot about that. So I should have done it. I guess I still can. Although, no, it's a shuffle first. So it's not a guarantee that I would actually draw her. Oh my god, I could theoretically stage an incident and still win, but it's a dumb idea to try that. So I'm not going to. This is feeling pretty good, I gotta say. Oh man, come on, baby. Okay, well, I will use this just in case I get, okay, well, spice for a tiebreaker, whatever. Get the spice must flow. So that's 8. Hopefully we can win this conflict, get to 9. Demand respect and get to 10. Ilwan is up to 8. He has 1 card. Okay, no combats from Leo. That's amazing. Oh boy. Victory point. Demand respect. Emperor. Oh, that's got to be one of my favorite games I've ever played. That just went so well. What an ending as well. Just like crushed. I mean, I just crushed that game. I mean, round 1, Jessica on Paul Atreides is amazing. I didn't even think I was going to be able to do it. Then getting to Kwisatz Haderach, I mean, oh, those kind of games just feel so good. I have a few games kind of like this on the channel. It's something that happens whenever I pick Paul for some reason. Not every time, but more often than it should, honestly. So that felt really great. Before I finish here, there's one last thing I need to do, and that is shouting out some people here. So I want to say a big thank you to Dr. West for being the newest member of the YouTube channel. Thank you, Dr. West, for your support of the channel, and enjoy your full stream VODs and early access to some videos, as well as the monthly exclusive members game. And I want to thank Yuvan Dank for becoming our newest Prime member on Twitch. That's going to unlock Twitch VODs for you, and I appreciate all of that, as well as the emotes. Also, for both of you, the special emotes on the live streams. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You can follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/bludgeon, and you can support the channel by clicking the join button on YouTube or the sub button on Twitch. See you Sunday mornings for live Dune Imperium. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.